Hello, Texas. I wanted to remind you that I will be having a healthy hair affair program with the Women of Virtue at Stephen F. Austin State University on April 25th at 7 p.m. in the Twilight Ballroom. Half of my VIP tickets have already sold, so you'll want to make sure you go to healthyhairaffairsfa.eventbrite.com and get your tickets now. They won't last. Thanks, guys.
I'm blessing everything I do. I keep it real and true, so to my viewers,
Hey YouTubers, it's your girl, Beautiful Brown Baby Doll, and I'm coming at you today because I believe it's like the rebirthing time of the year, and I've had a lot of people come to me asking me like, how do I change myself? How do I start to make differences in my life? How do I, help myself? And, I think since it's been like 6 years since my total transformation, losing 100 pounds, going natural, well, actually, at that time, I wasn't natural, but I was going into going natural. And then I was also getting my PhD. And I think, living that life for 6 years now and maintaining it, it becomes so monotonous. It becomes the same thing. And it becomes my life. So it's easy for me to live it. And I think I want to, again, begin to give back those fruits because a lot of people don't know where to start. They don't know how to change their lives. And though some people will hear the advice, they might not ever take it in. But I want to be able to give some of it. So I'm going to quickly give you some steps and tools to changing your life. How to actually go in and say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to accomplish it. I'm going to stick with this. The first thing on my agenda after graduating undergrad or while graduating undergrad was to change my life in a healthy sense. And with that came me desiring to lose weight. And so at that time I was heavy. I was very overweight, 100 pounds heavier than I am now. And I decided, I need to change this. I have to change this. I have to do this for me. And what I think sometimes I've left off is there were a series of events that happened before that. I had gone through a breakup that was ridiculous. When I say ridiculous, like your girl was kicking and punching walls, throwing pillows and acting crazy. So I went through that, and then I didn't like how that made me feel. I didn't like how out of control I seemed in my life. Furthermore, I feel like I had always lived up to others' expectations of me. And then I was always trying to make others happy and not myself. So that resulted in weight gain, weight fluctuations, and unhappiness, in living a facade and acting as if I was happy. And I wanted to change that. I had to change that. And so that led me to actually leave things behind. What I think is hindering many of you all from changing your life, these emails that I'm getting, they're so heart-wrenching. And what I want to say is I think that what's hindering you from changing your life is you're not letting go from what's holding you back. And what's holding you back is those things that have to stay behind you. And what I mean by that is if it's an unfruitful relationship, you need to let it go. Whether it's romantic, whether it's with a friendship, anything, you need to let it go. Furthermore, we're not even seeing ourselves as different. We're so afraid to let go of what it is right now that we have that we're afraid to reinvent and rebuild. And what got me on this is that I spoke at a women's empowerment program last night on my campus, and I realized in speaking, I need to give you all some more of my truths. And what I mean is sometimes we're so afraid of other people, hearing about our past, which for me, I'm not. But I just think sometimes others of us are so afraid to tell people how we lost weight, how we went natural, how we changed our lives, how we got educated, how we left a broken relationship, that we forget that other people don't even know the first step to doing it. But you have to wake up and say, I'm going to leave this behind. I mean, this is the first step. This cannot be done in one video. I plan to do several installments of this. But what I'm saying is, guys, you have to decide you're going to walk away from it all. Whether it's family members who put you down, whether it's people who don't believe in you. And I've had a lot of emails say, well, you said that you left the family and you did this and you did that and you left friends that didn't really love you, but I can't get away from mine. If you desire to get away, you will. The human will is that whatever I need for me to feel better, for me to succeed, for me to be fruitful, when I decide that, then I have to do that and I have to live that. You do whatever you have to do for survival. And for me, losing weight, going natural, and getting my education was survival. In order for me to have a life and be lively and move forward and be happy and be fruitful, I had to leave everything behind. We're so afraid to let go and strip ourselves naked that we forget that anything that becomes anew has to be stripped and rebirthed. That includes butterflies. When you think of metamorphosis, you think of a caterpillar. You know, it's not even the same state when it becomes a butterfly. It's not crawling around. It's not doing the same thing. It's not acting the same way. It's not hanging with the same people. A butterfly can't hang with things such as caterpillars because it's flying. It's too busy flying. It's not down on the ground. So therefore, we have to even think of life in that way. You have to change exactly what you're doing. If you want to get away from people, you have to change your environment. If you can't afford to get away, you have to fake that environment. And that means just faking it to make it until you can. And so that means if people are getting on your nerves, if they're talking about you, exit out. Find a way to stay away from this. Stay in your room. Do what you have to do to be healthy and happy. Sometimes we continue to feed those old things, and that's why we can't change our lives. It wasn't until I decided to walk away from everything and realize my worth and my value and decide that I was going to strip myself all the way down to an embarrassing point. I don't want you to hit ground zero. I did that. So you don't have to do that. But sometimes you do have to reinvent and reconstruct. I had to change who I was. Not necessarily, I'm still a wonderful person. I'm still a happy girl. I still have a lot of great things that I have done and that I cherish from that past. But at the same time, I had to rip away and become anew. And until I did that, I couldn't become this shell that I am right now. And it does not have to do just with my outside, but it's my insides as well. And so what I want you to take the time to do right now, this is just the first video, is to look at everything you need to walk away from. Write down what you need to walk away from. You're not going to grow your natural hair out if you're listening to everybody tell you your hair is nappy and it's going to look ugly. So what? Do it. You can always perm your hair if it's nappy and looks ugly according to you. Then on top of that, with education, you're never going to move forward if you continue to listen to everything everybody's got to say. Why you got to be in school for so long? Why you got to do this? Why you got to do that? You know what you got to do. And if you're secure in what you have to do, then do it. And if you're not, fake it until you are secure in doing it. Furthermore, with losing weight, now I can say that is the hardest thing to date that I've had to do, because I've maintained my 100-pound weight loss for 6 years, and there's a key to that. I stay away from foolishness. I stay away from stress. I also have left behind people that weren't in support of the weight loss in the first place. They don't have to look at it. They don't have to care, and they don't have to feel it. Furthermore, you also have to have goals for yourself. Daily, I'm working out daily. 5 to 6 days a week, I'm pushing it in the gym or at home working out. I'm doing something that's adding back to my health, because what I realize is it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It's okay for me to love me enough to want to take care of myself. During my workout times, nobody bothers me. Nobody gets a text message back. Nobody gets a call back, not even my mother. I love her to death, but that's my time. And so until you start to leave that old man behind, you'll never become anew. And so
hey guys, if you'd like to see more of my videos such as weight loss or natural hair care videos, click on the videos and they'll take you to the exact playlists. I am ever so grateful for all of your love and support. Continue to rate, share, comment, and most of all subscribe to continue to see beautiful brown baby doll grow. Much love.